Greetings, seniors. It's been a while since I made a video just for you, and the last one I sent out was about a month ago, I believe, saying graduation is totally up in the air. I have no idea what's going to happen. I was telling you that we do have plans. I just don't know what those plans are. I was also telling you that I didn't want to make and set plans a month ago because the odds are pretty good that those plans will be forced to be changed. And honestly, they probably would have been. And so it's been about a month since I made a video, and I wanted to follow up with this one because it's been a week since Mr. Robinson and I have released to social media our graduation plans and idea. I think you guys kind of have an idea what it's about, but you may not know all of the details. And I'll be quite frank with you, this video won't give you all those details. But the idea of this video is to give you some information that you need to know in advance. It's also planned to give you just a basic overview sketch model of the plan that we have for June 17th, your graduation day. And then those details that you don't have today, we will fill in over time as we finalize those details and as you need to know those. So this will be an ongoing process. But it won't be a terrible process. I think overall it's going to be pretty smooth. So the first thing that we need to talk about, though, are some housekeeping items. They're just some things that you guys need to be aware of, okay? First of all, you need to be aware of that this week is the last week that we're delivering new content to you. You should know that. We sent out an email a couple weeks ago. But you are getting no new content after this week as seniors. You're done with getting new content. That will provide you then with a week or two to complete all the other assignments that you may not have completed by now. Because completing those assignments and doing the majority of your work is pivotal. It's extremely important. If you look at our grading policy, that's online, that's on our website, it does say that for you to pass, for you to receive a passing grade, that you need to do the majority of the work. So if you have not done that, you need to do that. I do know that the majority of us have, so I'm not terribly concerned, but there are a few out there that need to kind of get on the ball a little bit. And so number one, understand when your deadlines are. Make sure that you communicate with your teachers if you do not know what your deadlines are. Make sure you find out what assignments you might be missing and are not done and get those done. Okay, so number one. Number two house cleaning item, and I'm looking at my notes over here. Number two house cleaning item is going to be this. On May 15th, it's a Friday, we want to have a senior pickup day. We want you guys to come in and pick up important items you need, and then to also drop off your textbooks, drop off your band equipment, drop off your Chromebooks on that day. And so on Friday, May 15th, between the hours of, there's two different sessions, will be open for you to drop things off between 10 a.m. and noon, and then between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. So Friday, May 15th, 10 to noon, or 2 to 4. Those are times for you to come in and drop off textbooks, as I said before, textbooks, Chromebooks, band equipment, any other thing that you have that belongs to Buckeye Central. All right, drop those off. Now, we do have a plan that will be rolled out to all students about how to do this. And we do need to follow these social distancing guidelines. And so there cannot be more than 10 students in the building at a time. And so what we'll have set up for you is you'll come into the building and we'll start counting 1 to 10. Once we get to 10, we'll have everybody wait outside. And then we'll also have spaces marked off outside for you to stay safely apart. Again, following those guidelines. So you'll come into the building. When you come into the building, we'll have tables set up throughout the high school hallway, tables. And those tables will have a sign on them. They'll say math, they'll say science, they'll say history, ELA, they'll say whatever. And then I want you to take your math textbooks and I want you to put them on those tables, okay? Take your history textbooks and put them on those tables. If you're still in health as a senior, I'm a bit nervous, but if you have a health book, there will be a health table. So drop it off there. Then we want you to go over to the high school computer lab, to Mrs. Studer, and drop off your Chromebooks as well. And then if you have band equipment, drop off your band equipment too. And we'll also then have bags, big brown bags that we purchased, big heavy duty, super strong brown bags. I think they can hold up to 50 pounds. It's crazy. And we've placed all the items that you've left in your lockers into those bags. And that bag will have your name on it. We'll also try our best, and this depends on other people and other companies, but we'll try our best to have everything that you need to have for graduation in that bag as well. Okay? So that bag's pretty important. So make sure you pick that bag up and then take that bag home with you. So that's kind of the plan for the pickup and the drop off. Remember, seniors, May 15th, 10 a.m. to noon or 2 p.m. to 4. We'll also follow this up with a letter as well in case you forget. Okay, so that's house cleaning item number 2. House cleaning item number 3. Mrs. Love has shared with you guys a Google form that she's asked you to complete, I think, a number of times now. I'm pretty sure that 31 of the 49 have completed it. So we're still missing a good number of you. This Google form is super important because on this form, you're going to put down your mom and dad's name, how you want your mom and dad to be announced, your name, how you want it to be announced. So for example, instead of just like Mike Martin, maybe I want it to be my full name, Michael Dennis Martin. Okay, and so we'll ask for that on that form as well. If you have a split family, we're going to ask for how you want the split family to be announced as well. Because when you cross that stage, it's pretty important to everybody that's involved in your life. And we want to include the important people that are involved in your life. So please make sure you complete that, okay? I can't read it. I can't say it. I can't do what your family wants me to do if you don't fill that form out, okay? So please do that, all right? House cleaning item number 3. Now, let's move on to graduation. So graduation for us has been moved back to June 17th, as you guys all know. And that does give us more time to plan and put together a pretty unique graduation. Now, there's a lot of guidelines and policies we still have to follow. I'm not going to lie. There was a week where I must have gone through 3 to 4 different plans in a week because I create a plan and the state would send out an email and change everything, and destroy my plan. Then I change it and write one, and then the governor would make a statement and destroy it all. And then I change it, I write again, and then ODE would come out with another email. I'm like, okay. So we've worked on this for a while now, and we've been in communication with all the schools around us. So I have an idea what schools are doing out there. I also know what the guidelines are by the Ohio Health Department, which, by the way, the Crawford County Health Department would like us to enforce. And so there's all these guidelines out there that we have to follow. And so my entire goal this entire time has been, how can I make this graduation for you as personable as it can be? As personable as I can think of, as personal as I can creatively be, while following as many of the, well, not many, following all the mandates and policies that we're being asked to follow to make sure people are safe. So that's been kind of my goal. Now, there's been a number of different ways that graduation is happening in the schools around us. There are some schools that are using what's called the drive-through graduation, where you get in a line of cars and you drive up to the, at the time, it was the entrance of the building. You get out of your car when it's your turn. You go inside, you get your diploma, you cross the stage, get a picture, come back out, get in your car and drive away. It's called the drive-through. And it meets a lot of the guidelines. There's a lot of safety features that come along with that. And I'm not saying that's a terrible plan. That's what some schools are doing. There are some schools that are doing the drive through the video, where, again, you get in a line, you drive through, you get out of your car, either go inside or if there's a stage outside, cross the stage outside, get your diploma. But they'd also video it while it was happening. Then you get back in your car and you go. And then what they would do is they take all those videos that they took, compile it into one big video, edit it, and then send it out to all the seniors as well. And that's a good plan, and I get it. And it meets all the guidelines as well. And then there's some that are just doing all virtual. They're saying, listen, this is crazy. It's crazy times. We were getting so many mixed signals from so many different people that we're just going to go with the safest thing that we know. It's what ODE has been recommending, or I shouldn't say recommending, but it's what ODE has stated as a good way to do to do graduation, and we're going to go with that. And it's going to be all virtual, and I understand that as well. And so what we've done is we've sat back and we looked at everything that's happening, and I think we've come up with a way to give you the majority of what you would normally get at a graduation ceremony. For me, in talking to some parents, and I have been blessed, I'm not going to lie, to have parents nicely communicate with me and talk to me about graduation. I've been blessed that I haven't, received any hate mail from parents. All the communications that I received from parents have been very positive and very helpful and very kind. And I super appreciate that, because that's allowed me to sit back and be really creative, work with our board, work with our superintendent, work with Mr. Clady, and really develop what we think is a really personable graduation ceremony for you. And so in talking with other schools and talking with other administrators and talking with our administrative staff and talking with the health department, we've, I think, developed a way where again, we can keep the majority of what would happen at a normal graduation, but yet keep you safe at the same time. What was important for me was that your parents see you cross the stage. That was extremely important for me. That they hear your name being called. That was really important. But what was also important to me was that I know through your education career, through your school career, I know you get what I call your Buckeye Central extended family. Your friends that have come to your house for the past 10 years, the friends that have become like sisters to you, those friends that have become like children to your parents. It's also important, I think, for your parents to watch their extended family across the stage as well. I think back to my graduation, my best friend. I was at his house every weekend. I was spending the night at his grandma's house every weekend. It was really important that his grandma saw me graduate. So I think it's important that your parents also see their extended family, their extended education family cross the stage as well too. And then I think it's really important that you guys get a chance to watch your friends cross the stage. I think that's really important. I think it's important that you get a chance to see that and to hear their name called as well. And so that was important to myself. That was important to Mr. Robinson. That's been a focus on ours, because that's the personal piece. That's the piece where I say I want to make it as personal as possible. That's that personal piece that I talk about. So that's been a goal of ours, to keep it as personal as possible, and for you guys to experience that for yourselves and for your friends as well. So here's our plan in a nutshell. It's going to have to be outside, obviously. The schools have been closed through June 30th. We can't be inside anyways through June 30th. So schools are closed to any activities inside. So it's going to have to be outside. We cannot congregate outside more than 10 people. So I can't have an outdoor facility like the football field, unfortunately, because then we're, as I said, congregating with more than 10 people. And so it's going to have to be outside, and it's going to have to be what we're calling a drive-in graduation versus a drive-through. So at 6:30 on June 17th, we'll have all of our cars, all of our students in the parking lot. We'll provide you with parking spots, reserved parking spots, because it needs to be based on alphabetical order. So we'll have a spot for you and your family within the same car. They will be spread out enough as to where we can keep social distancing practices in place as well. And then what will happen is again, as I said, we'll have a car per family. If you're a split family, Mrs. Love will contact you, and we'll provide a second spot for you, obviously, for that second car. But due to the limitations of the parking lot and due to the social distancing guidelines, we have to keep it to one car per family unless you have a split family. So what will happen is you guys will all come in. You all come through the parking lot into the designated parking spot. And then what will happen is we'll all be there. And the plan right now is to have our stage set up in the middle against the school building on the lawn and on the sidewalk there by the high school gym. That's the plan. And also the plan is for me to bring in a 16 by 9 foot LED screen, kind of like what you would see at a concert or at a pro sporting event, to help people see, just to give you a different view of the stage, to make sure that everybody has the best view possible. That's our plan. So we'll bring in hopefully this LED screen TV, and we have it reserved, and they plan on being there that day. And we've never done this before, so I hope like heck it works. And so that's got me a bit nervous, but we'll work really hard in the next 4 to 5 weeks to do everything we can to make sure that works. And so what will happen is I'll step up on stage and I'll start the ceremony. I'll start it, and it will be live streamed through the LED screen as well. And it'll also be then live streamed through your radio so you can hear it. I believe we'll also have some speakers set up too. So it'll go through the speakers as well. That way you can hear everything and see everything. And then I'll step off the stage, and then Mr. Robinson will step onto the stage. And then he'll do his little remarks he does every year. And then I'll step off the stage. And then he'll step off. Then I'll step back on. And then I'll introduce our student speaker. And then that person, and then I'll step off, and that person will step on. And then they'll speak. And so you'll be able to see all of that. And you'll be able to hear all of that. The one thing that I can't quite promise right now, and I'm working on it, is that we'll be able to get the senior slideshow to work at the live event. I can't promise that right now, but we're working on it. And if it doesn't work, I have plans for that as well. And so then we'll do the speaker, then I'll get back up, and then I'll do the presentation of the class, which is really the most important part. Sorry, speaker. The speakers are great, don't get me wrong, but hearing your name, crossing that stage, and getting the diploma, it really is the highlight of the event. And so then I'll step up and I'll do the presentation of the class. And what will happen is we'll have a person come over to your car, because your car is going to be in alphabetical order. All right, and they'll come over to your car, and they're going to start getting you out of your car early, okay? And we're going to have 5 or 6 spots marked off beside the stage, 6 feet apart or more, where you will stand, following those social distancing guidelines. I've also been asked by the health department to give you guys masks. So we did design some COVID-19 masks that are red with black. They will have the Buckeye Central symbol on it with hashtag BC Strong as well. Just another keepsake for you for this crazy time of our life. And so you'll have your mask, you'll come out, you'll stand on that line. I'll call your name, and you'll come up across the stage. I will not be on the stage, so there'll be only one person on the stage at all times. You'll cross the stage. Ken Holliday will be there taking pictures of everything. As you cross the stage, you'll get your diploma. Then you'll come down the other side of the stage and walk back to your car. When that person gets into their car, we'll have 4 people in line yet to go. Then I'll have a person get the next person out of the car. They'll go up and get in line, so we'll have 5 people in line again. So we'll do like a rotating basis like that. So we'll never have more than 5 people in line. You will always have your masks, and then you will cross the stage one at a time. And we'll never have more than 1 person on the stage. So then I'll call the next person's name. It'll be Michael Dennis Martin, son of Nancy and Mike Heidinger, as well as Lee and Ann Martin. And then he'll cross the stage. Ken Halliday take pictures of it all. You get your diploma, and then you come down the stage and then go back to your car. And then we'll do that till everybody's through. It'll take a little bit longer because you'll have to walk from your car to the stage. But if we have 5 people in line at all times, and we're moving that 5th person from the car to that line, it shouldn't take terribly much. It shouldn't take a whole lot longer. It shouldn't. My goal is to keep this to the normal time length that we have for graduation, which is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. That's my goal, to keep it there. That's what we do for just about every ceremony we have. I will say this, as you're crossing the stage, as of right now, I think it's probably okay for you to take your mask off, get some pictures, because I don't know if you want the mask on for the pictures. As Ken Holliday's taking pictures, you may not want that mask on, but as soon as you come down that stairs, please put the mask back on as you walk back to your car. And then when that's done, we'll have the class president, which I believe is Miss Evac, come to the stage, and then she'll do the turning of the tassels. And then we'll be done. During all of this, the plan is to have another person there in advance, set up a video camera, and I want them to tape the entire ceremony, and then we'll edit it afterwards, and hopefully we can have a nice burned DVD copy or flash drive copy for all seniors as well. Also, the district will purchase one picture for all seniors from Ken Holiday. So as you're going across the stage, he'll be taking those pictures, and the district will purchase one picture. I think it's a 5x7. Don't quote me. I don't have the details in front of me. For all seniors, and then we'll get that to you as well. And then I'm guessing that, this is just me guessing, but I'm guessing that Ken Holiday will have all sorts of pictures online that parents can probably get online and purchase as well if they would like. So that's kind of the plan in a nutshell. And then as everybody's in their car, we'll have the police, and there'll be at least 2 policemen and a sheriff there as well. And they'll start the exit process. So they'll be so again, you're going to have the majority of what you normally get at a typical graduation. You won't be able to congregate over at the bell and ring that, unfortunately. But you will get a chance to hear the speeches, to hear Mr. Robinson talk, to hear myself talk. You'll get a chance to see your friends cross. You'll get a chance to do all of that. And so we're trying to keep it as personal as possible. Now, to make this happen, we're going to need your help. There are still, as of right now, as of May, there are still strict social distancing policies in place that we have to follow. Now, part of my plan when I submitted it to the county health department was stating that we'll follow those guidelines. So we still need to do that. So I'm asking all students and all families to respect those guidelines. We can't be out of our car. So as we park and are watching the ceremony, as of right now in May, we have to stay inside our car. The only individual allowed out of that car is going to be the graduating senior. That's it. Everybody else has to stay inside the car. I'm also going to ask this. I'm going to ask that you think about what car you drive, because there's going to be cars parked in front of you or behind you, and you don't want to make someone else's view difficult. So we're asking that we drive cars and smaller SUVs if possible. I don't want people in pickup trucks in the back of the pickup truck, and then you're outside and we're breaking social distancing policies already. So we can't have 10 people in the bed of a pickup truck. We can't have campers coming in, don't have room for it. No, we don't have room for limos. Try to keep it to your normal family car or a small SUV, just out of respect for the social distancing guidelines, as well as everybody else's view of the ceremony. As we draw closer between now and graduation time, we're going to need more information from you. Like, I'm going to need to know what kind of car you have. I'm going to need to know where the license plate number is on that. And so we'll get that information from you as we move forward. And there's probably other things I'm not thinking of right now that we'll need from you as well. But whatever those are, we'll continue to communicate with you. I just thought it was important that I get at least a shell of the plan to you so you have an idea of what we're doing. I also think it's important that you know that we're going to do our best to make sure we get a lot of pictures for you, and we'll at least give you one of those pictures. And then I also think it's important that you know that we're going to try to then take this entire ceremony, edit it down, and then also burn that to either a DVD or a flash drive or whatever, and then also provide that to all of our seniors as well. While this is not perfect, and it's not what we've done in the past, it is really unique. I think it's unique. I really do. I'm kind of excited about it. And I think it's something that, if you look at it positively, will be a nice memory. It's going to stand out and be something that you tell your grandkids about, hopefully 60, 75 years down the road. So I think it's going to be good. I'm pretty excited about it. What else? I haven't finalized this, but it's an idea I have. I think it'd be neat if we could decorate our cars, obviously. And normally on graduation day, you would decorate the top of your cap. Okay. Well, the top of your cap here is going to be the top of your car. So it might be kind of neat that if we can, decorate the top of our cars. And then I can talk to Mr. Pope and see if we can get our drone to fly over and get a picture above of all the decorated cars. I think that'd be kind of cool as well. And then if we can do that, obviously we'll have that on the website, and maybe we can burn that image into the DVD, and that we send out to all of our students. So there you have it. That's it in a nutshell. As I said, more details will follow. I think it's a unique. I think it's a kind of I think it's the most personal way that we can do graduation in this time frame, and I think it's unique. And I think it'll be a positive memory. And as I said, I think it'd be something that you'll be talking about with your grandkids, years down the road. But again, we absolutely have to respect the social distancing guidelines that will be in place in June. We have to. Also, I should tell you this too. Since it is an outdoor graduation, there is always a chance of rain. And that, I don't like that either. That's why the next day, June 18th, is a rain date. I know some of you may have, who knows what the guidelines will be in June. When I set these dates back in April, I set these dates before I even knew that school would be closed for the remainder of the year. And so, back in April, I had no idea what would be in June, what the guidelines would be in June. So there may be a chance that people drive. Maybe you have a brother from out of state. Maybe you have a sister from out of state. I don't know. But there may be a chance that someone drives from out of state to watch you graduate. That will be in that car with you. Some schools are spacing their rain dates a week apart. I didn't want to do that for a number of reasons. Number one, if it rains all week, I don't want my stage outside being rained on. Number two, we hopefully will have some flowers and stuff up on stage. We want to try to get it, to decorate to the best of our abilities, as we have in years past. And if we wait a week, a lot of those things will die as well. And then number three, if you do have someone driving in from out of state or for 2 or 3 hours away to see this, I don't know if they want to drive back the next week. So if I can do it the next day while everybody's there, it seems to be a little bit more efficient, I think, for families, efficient for all of us. So the rain date will be the following day, Thursday night, June 18th. If it rains again that day, then I think we have to move to July, and that's a whole other ballgame. Oh, sweet Lord, have mercy. So cross your fingers, no rain. Okay, no rain. As always, we'll be in touch with more information going forward. I know it's been a bummer of a senior year for some of you guys. I get it. I know that it's been a bummer for a lot of people too. And it's just, this has not been fair to a lot of us. My neighbor, her husband passed away just the other night, and his son couldn't get to the hospital to see him. They wouldn't let him in, because of COVID-19 rules and policies and regulations. And that's heartbreaking as well. As COVID-19 has played a significant impact on all of us. So I'm just asking that we do our best to take this plan that we have now and we make it work to the best of our abilities. And that's I'm going to need help from you guys. We need help from the weather. I'm going to need some help from the technology we have coming in, for that day. I'm just hoping that we all can work together to the best of our abilities and make this day the best that it can be for you. All right? If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Take care.